お前は小惑星で死んだはず。天はまだ私を必要としているようだ。
Before I begin, a special thanks to my patrons Avis, Hateful Tate, Harry Partridge, Norden, Busy Robot Hands, Jody S., Bombastic Blake, and Jonathan and Randa Buhler. If you want to support me, the link is in the description. I know, it's been over a year, and it's really past due to finish this nightmare. I've just gotten caught up doing other videos for the channel that I actually enjoyed, as opposed to torturing myself over this dumpster fire. But it's better to have completed projects, especially if these projects point out a book being garbage so people aren't dumb enough to buy it. So, let's begin. We opened this issue with Lion-O and HeMan returning to Eternia, finding both the ThunderCats and heroic warriors felled by Mummator, with several of them close to death. HeMan tells Battlecat to watch over them while he and Lion-O enter Castle Grayskull. Once in the castle, HeMan warns Lion-O of the castle's tricks, mysteries, and secrets, advising him to stay close. They both charge forward to face Mummator, who gloats about entering Grayskull and who has the sorceress at his mercy. He holds the Orb of Power, and demands HeMan turn over his sword so that it may be unlocked. Instead, the duo opt for a more practical option, attacking him head-on and forcing Mummator through multiversal gates, fighting on each multiversal world they reach. The worlds include an Eternia ruled by Mummator, an Earth where HeMan is Superman, an Eternia that combines both the franchises, and a pre-destruction Thundera. After impaling Mummator with the Power Sword, they all arrive back on the main universe's castle. Mummator then decides to summon all the evil characters he knows to finish the battle for him, and the sorceress returns the favor, summoning the heroic characters. A massive battle ensues. Lion-O and HeMan decide the best way to attack Mummator is with energy from both Castle Grayskull and the Sword of Omens, and in a single hit, Mummator is seemingly vaporized. We then cut to a celebration as the evil warriors of Eternia are arrested, and pleasantries are exchanged before the ThunderCats head back to Third Earth before the rift closes, ending out this issue and the series proper. The writing was complete garbage from top to bottom. They were clearly trying to throw in as much fan service and epicness they could to try and sell this blasted book. It's beyond rushed. It's an absolute train wreck. Lion-O and HeMan crack jokes in dire situations because these hack writers think weeks to the camera are the same thing as solid storytelling. You still have characters that are acting outside their norm, and the plot holes are a mile wide. For example, we start the book with many of the heroic characters literally near death, yet they're fine when time comes for the big battle. We also have the fact that the mutants and the others from the ThunderCats side that are evil never show back up after the main battle. Not even a line talking about what they did with them. It's just an absolute mess. If one of the writers for this was new, then I might understand. But one of the writers is Lloyd Goldfine. For those of you who don't recognize the name from the previous installments, he's credited on every script for the 2003 Ninja Turtles cartoon. So I know he's capable of better writing than this. Moving on. The art has the same issues as the previous issues, more compounded now that there's multiple group shots that are completely muddled. Freddie Williams is usually praised for his art, but they either need to get him a new colorist, or he desperately needs to work on his line depth. I have to bring this up again. If Mummator is so powerful he can take Grayskull, then what does he need its power for? And I don't think either Mumra or Skeletor are short-sighted enough to want to rule the multiverse. Mumra himself was pretty satisfied with just having a single planet for millennia. Other issues involve Lion-O thinking combining the power of Grayskull and the Sword of Omens would blow them up, even though he should know the Sword of Omens is incapable of harming a ThunderCat.
How can I help you, Panthro? I can't tell the real you from the fake.
The sword, Lion-O! Use the sword!
Not against a ThunderCat, Snarf. Our code expressly forbids it.
Exactly! The sword will only harm the fake ThunderCat!
Mummator claiming he's always hated Thundera makes no sense, as neither Mumra or Skeletor were ever on Thundera before this. Mummator was aware of the planet, but didn't really give much thought about it until the ThunderCats wound up on his backyard. An absolute mess. As said before, the only way to fix this book is to scrap it completely and work from the bottom up. WB has an obsessive habit of only consulting from within, and for creative projects, that's a bad idea. Even Hasbro understood this in the 90s with Beast Wars. seeking out and consulting Benson Yee to make sure the G1 lore they brought in was accurate. There are many hardcore Motu and Thundercat nerds that would be happy to work on something like this. You just have to use your brain. In conclusion, this could have been a good series. And frankly, it should have been. But it wasn't. Why? Because idiots wrote this. And WB knows my generation is dumb enough to consume anything with these characters in it, regardless of the quality of the product. We saw this further in He-Man vs. Injustice, and now in Masters of the Multiverse. Stop buying this garbage. Hold products and those that make them to a higher standard. That's all I can say on this. Actions speak louder than words, and this book deserves at least a warrior's death. And unlike Mum-Ra, I have hated this for a very, very long time.